We're doing the mother's outrage this morning about deputies in Santa Clarita. Really, really crazy video here.
Okay.
Look at this. This is crazy.
Down the street.
And what's the other guy?
I'm the one that called you. It was not them.
They didn't do nothing wrong. They don't care because they black. They don't give a
Wow. A mother is outraged this morning after sheriff deputies in Santa Clarita drew their weapons on her teenage son. She says it happened right after him and his friends were attacked by a homeless man. Witnesses say a homeless man tried stabbing a group of teens with a knife and as they waited at a bus stop yesterday. The manager from a Buffalo Wild Wings store nearby called deputies, but once they arrived, they began pointing their guns at the teenagers. Deputies at the scene say they got a call of two black men attacking a homeless man. The cell phone video also captured bystanders pleading with authorities to put down their guns. In the video, deputies are heard saying there was confusion about the calls. The mother of one of the teens say her son is traumatized and is demanding justice from the department.
Yeah, what an awful experience. Absolutely, just egregious, honestly. With those officers, I don't know. I understand they have to be prepared for worst case scenario, but I've been in an instance like that where you're telling the officer what's happening because you were either the one that called or you're with a member that called, and they just blindly do not listen. They just are laser focused on whatever they're doing and just completely push you to the side, even though you're trying to explain to them the reason for the call and what the situation is. And in that's a perfect example of what was happening. They were trying to explain to the officers, look, those kids were just hanging out. They're not the ones for the reason for this, for having you come out here. Please calm down. And the dude was just completely ignoring them entirely. I don't understand.
Yeah.
I mean, during a lot of the civil unrest, I believe in the month of June, maybe, or in late May, early June, a different TV station was carrying this live, though, where some shop owners who were black called the police on people who were trying to loot or destroy their shop, and the LAPD got there and then tried to detain the people who called the cops who owned the restaurant. And it was all on TV, or on the shop. It was all on TV, and there was this argument that broke out, this pandemonium and the chaos of all of it, of what are you doing? Stop doing this. This isn't what we're supposed to be. It's not what we called for. This is not what we called the police for. You're letting the bad guy get away and hurting the person who is the victim here. And the only thing that I can come up with in my mind for why this can happen, I think it's two things. One is that maybe there's always insanity in these kind of situations of crisis, and I don't know what kind of policy there is that they seem to think that they need to follow that says if I get there and somebody's coming up to me and yelling at me and saying that I'm not here for this reason or shouldn't be here for this reason, that I'm not going to pay attention, I'm just going to listen to whatever the originated call was or what came from dispatch. Maybe that's what they would say. But the scary thing about this, and we've seen this over and over again with all of these videos, where there's what I think we could consider would be a lot of force, whether it's excessive, we're not going to get into a debate about, where you just think as a human being, if you're that officer, do you have to follow everybody else's direction? Can you not be a human being and look around and take in what's happening and understand that maybe you don't exactly know what is transpiring? I don't know.
That's exactly what it is. It's a human thing. It's just to be human. That's all we're asking. I don't know. But yeah, I understand that there's a different perspective, and there must have been something to keep them laser focused on that.
Well, I'll tell you what, when I got, I've told the story before, when I got pulled over by the LAPD, I went to jail. This was 2012. And I was basically wrongfully imprisoned after being accused of driving under the influence. I was sober, came back, did breathalyzer, it was 0. They'd end up charging me with driving under the influence of drugs. That came back negative after a test a couple days later, so they dropped the charges eventually. But they knew, I am certain that in that situation, they knew that I was fine. And it just didn't matter to them because they'd already pulled me over, and there was no way to prove that I wasn't intoxicated because it takes a couple days to get the test back, at least it did at the time. So they just did whatever they wanted to do, and they just took me to jail, and that was it. And there was no confusion. So in the case of this, I don't know. I think every case obviously is different. I hope that these are becoming increasingly rare, but it is tough. It does break your heart to still continue to see these kinds of things, and I think the family should get some answers.
Of course, definitely.
Yeah, for sure. Those young boys don't deserve that. Unfortunately, it's just another story for Black and brown teens. They get profiled often, no matter if they're in a car or if they're on the street with friends. That type of profiling happens so much, and it happens by police, which is why we talk so much about police reform. And there's a lot of education that just needs to go on before police hit the streets, so that we don't have these kinds of instances of misidentifying who the culprits are.
Well said, Jazz.